If you already own an AppRadio 2 and an iPhone, I'm going to show you an in-car radar unit that integrates both of these to the best of their capabilities. The radar unit we're using is the Escort Smart Radar, and it's a device that attaches to the windshield, and you have a small readout here. It integrates with your iPhone via an app, and the AppRadio 2 also supports it by its own icon and app called Escort Live. The sensor unit attaches to the windshield via suction cups and then attaches to the remote LED readout via wire, and that readout attaches to your rear view mirror. This is the remote LED display as it connects to your rear view mirror. It has buttons on there to allow you to set it to automatic detection,
auto no X,
or automatic without X band,
highway,
or highway, which increases the distance. And then of course there's on, off, and mute and brightness switches on there as well. The radar unit basically has three modes of operation. You can run it either strictly from the LED readout display that attaches to the rear view mirror and just use that as an isolated unit, and it gives you basic functions that way. It's not programmable, but it will alert you to radar devices ahead. The second thing it'll do is you can just integrate it with your iPhone through the Escort Live application that runs on your iPhone. And thirdly, you can integrate it with both the iPhone and your AppRadio 2 by hitting this, and it brings up the Escort Live. It'll do a login for you, and then we have our display readout here, and it just gives some basic information over on the right here on your iPhone. So what this is doing is it's fully utilizing the AppRadio 2 and the iPhone and giving you the display on the map here. And it gives you a simple GPS map with your location, and when we get going here, I'll show you how the speed limit is listed here along with your current speed. And then you can mark things down here by hitting this icon and alerting other people as to where there's a speed trap or police or traffic signal cameras or speed cameras over here. And that'll give warnings to other people that are members of Escort Live as well. The nice thing when pairing the device with an iPhone is that it gives you a GPS system and it will locate you on the map here. And an advantage to this is that they have a database of speed limits for the street and direction that you're headed on. In this case, we're on a street that's a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit, and it shows me that I'm going 36, 37 miles an hour. Now, if I exceed this and go to 40,
over speed limit,
it'll give me a warning that I'm going over the speed. Now, you can adjust that setting anywhere from 0, meaning the same as the speed limit, or +5 or 7, and then several other settings above that speed limit, so that it doesn't give you the warning exactly when you exceed that limit. We're now approaching a known radar site that seems to emanate from one of the retailers in the area here, probably due to a radar detection that opens the doors. And one thing that's nice is this is the route I travel to work every day, and you'll notice that you can faintly see in gray that it says radar is detected, but it's not alerting me, and it's not setting off any warnings, because this is a known site that's not actually a police unit. And so in this case, I'm able to hit a key that came up before that allows me to eliminate this from the warning section. So it'll just be grayed out and just be kind of an information area instead of an actual alert. I'm now transitioning from a street that's listed at 35 miles per hour, and I'm getting on the on-ramp to the highway here, and this should change to 65 miles an hour momentarily here as I go up the on-ramp. You'll notice that there's no speed limit listed right now. It's looking in the database to find the speed limit for the freeway that we're approaching here. And you'll notice it now says 65 miles per hour based on the GPS location. That's a very handy feature. And now you'll see that if I exceed the 65 and go up to 70, we'll see that the unit will tell us to slow down.
over speed limit.
That's a handy feature. There's a good example of a radar alert ahead. So we now have a police officer ahead giving us a warning. Now I can optionally set this and tell other people that there is a radar unit here and there is a police officer with his radar gun up ahead. And that will in turn notify everybody that's on the Escort Live network of this condition on the road. And that condition usually stays red for other users for about the next hour before it falls off the map. Another thing that this display gives you is the signal meter strength of this radar unit ahead, and tells you how close it is. You notice we're approaching it, and now the unit should be going down as we depart where the officer was. Another advantage to having it on your AppRadio too is that while you're reading this display and looking at it, I can integrate the radio in here as well. So I can turn on my radio and listen to music while that's on. So that's a nice feature. Also, I can do the same thing by using Pandora. I can bring up Pandora first and then launch the Escort Live feature, and I can have Pandora playing in the background in the same manner as this. So there's no other unit on the market that I'm aware of that will integrate the iPhone, the AppRadio 2, Pandora.
Over speed limit.
Thank you very much. That will integrate all these features together in one unit. So you can use this as a standalone, being that it'll work just with your iPhone only. If you want to mount it into a bracket, works quite nicely. Still gives you the GPS, still gives you all the features that it has on the head unit of the AppRadio 2. You just don't have as big of a display. We're now approaching a retail store that has a radar detection door at its entrance, and it's giving us a very strong K-band signal right here. It's at full strength right now, and it's a little ways away from us. But this would be a false alert, and I've already programmed it in. You'll notice it's in gray, and it's not giving us any audio tone. That's because I've already programmed this in to say that this is not a police unit. It's just a radar door unit. One thing I heavily recommend if you get this combination is that when you're running your iPhone in the car, you really need to have it plugged into a 12-volt power supply. This combination of the unit really drains the battery down fast. I noticed that when I didn't have it plugged in, if I'm driving for about an hour with this on, you're going to be down into the 20% range in a hurry. So make sure that you've got a 12-volt power source when you're running this Escort Live and combined with the head unit. Otherwise, your iPhone might be DOA by the time you get there. Before purchasing this unit, I did some research to see how it compares to other units on the market. And this is the only one that integrates both your iPhone and your AppRadio 2. But besides that, I've noticed that some other iPhone-supported radar units were not as highly rated. In fact, if you're looking for a $100 unit, this is not the one you're going to buy. This one will set you back between $400 and $500, but it's well worth it. The other units that sell for around $100, they don't have the range or the quality of this unit at all. My last speeding ticket I got ran me $450 when all was said and done after going to traffic school and everything else. So this only has to save me one speeding ticket in order for it to pay for itself, not to mention the long-term cost of your insurance going up. So the unit, although it's a little bit pricey, is well worth it. It's money well spent, so I highly recommend this unit, especially if you're an iPhone and an AppRadio 2 user already. It's the key unit to put in your car. If you have any questions or comments, please enter them in the comments section below. Thank you very much.